Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're going to be recapping today's NBA games from the NBA in-season tournament, as these were the last games of the NBA in-season tournament of the group play games, and now 8 teams are moving on to the quarterfinals, which will eventually turn into the semifinals and the championship game. These teams in the Western Conference, you have the New Orleans Pelicans, Sacramento Kings, Los Angeles Lakers, and Phoenix Suns. The Eastern Conference, you have the Indiana Pacers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, and the New York Knicks. So let's go over today's games and how you kind of led to the situations of the 8 teams in the NBA going into the NBA Elite 8. All right. Bucks beat the Heat 131-124. This was a great game to watch. No Jimmy Butler for the Heat, but still the Heat made this a competitive ball game. Giannis had 33 points with 10 rebounds and 5 assists, with 17 points for Chris Middleton only in 23 minutes with 8 rebounds. 16 points for Malik Beasley, 32 points and 9 assists and 4 rebounds from Damian Lillard. For the Miami Heat, 31 points and 10 rebounds and 5 assists for Bam Adebayo. 21 points for Kyle Lowry with 6 assists and 4 rebounds, 20 points and 7 assists, and a great shooting night from Josh Richardson. And also 13 points from Duncan Robinson and 14 points from Cody Martin. Then you have the Cleveland Cavaliers and Atlanta Hawks. I thought this game would be a little bit closer, but it was not. The Cavs took care of business, winning 128-105. This was a closer game going into the third quarter. The Cavs just kind of going into the fourth quarter. The Cavs just kind of ran away with this ball game. 40 points for Donovan Mitchell, 19 points for Darius Garland. Mitchell also had 11 rebounds, 11 points and 8 rebounds for Jared Allen, 17 points and 19 rebounds for Evan Mobley, 11 points and 7 assists for Max Strus, and that was really it for the Cavs. For the Hawks, their leader in scoring was 18 points for Bogdanovich and also 18 points for DeAndre Hunter. Trae Young and DeJounte Murray were limited to a total of 26 points in this ball game. Great defense from the Cavs in this game. All right, then you have the Nets and the Raptors. So this game none of these games so far have affected, none of these games have affected the top 8. The Nets, now they did have a chance to make it in tonight with a miracle upon miracle, but they did get the win. They needed the Celtics to lose, and I think they would have won their group if that happened. But the Celtics did not lose to the Bulls, so the Nets beat the Raptors 115-103. For the Nets, you have 23 points for Spencer Dinwiddie with 9 rebounds and 8 assists, 18 points for Royce O'Neal, 22 points for Mikal Bridges, 15 points for Nick Claxton with 8 rebounds, 18 points and 9 rebounds for Cam Johnson. For the Raptors, great night for Scotty Barnes, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 17 points, 10 rebounds for Pascal Siakam, 10 points for OG Anunoby, and 14 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds for Dennis Schroeder, 15 points for Gary Trent Jr. Good win for the Brooklyn Nets. Then, the Boston Celtics and the Bulls. This was a blowout. Bulls had no chance to make it in, but the Celtics did win their group with the win, and they played a good game today, winning 124-97. For the Celtics, 30 points for Jaylen Brown with 8 rebounds and 6 assists, 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists from Jason Tatum, 16 points and 9 rebounds for Al Horford, 14 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds for Drew Holiday. And that was really it for this ballgame for the Bulls. Terrible night for Zach LaVine. This might have hurt his trade value a little bit. 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, played 25 minutes. 19 points for DeRozan with 6 assists, 14 points for Pat Williams with 7 rebounds, 8 points and 8 rebounds for Vucevic, and 19 points for Kobe White. Okay, so then you have the Knicks and the Hornets. The Knicks, with a blowout over the Hornets, helps them win their group and gets the win 115-91. Keep in mind, no LaMelo Ball in this ball game. Mark Williams had 12 points. Or let's go over the Knicks first. Brunson had a disappointing night with 12 points and 7 assists. Randall had 25 points with 20 rebounds, 20-20 night for Randall. 16 points for Barrett, 23 points for Emmanuel Quickly, 17 points for Josh Hart. For the Hornets, 12 and 12 for Mark Williams, as I was getting to, 13 points for Bridges, also 18 points from Brandon Miller, 11 points for Terry Rozier, 11 points for P.J. Washington, and great win for the New York Knicks in this ball game. Then the Thunder and the Timberwolves. This game, Timberwolves had a chance to win the group today. They were unfortunately they were not able to, and the Timberwolves but the Timberwolves do beat the Thunder 106-103, to the top teams in the Western Conference. The two top teams in the Western Conference right now. Well, I don't know about after this game, but going into this game, yeah. Timberwolves win 106-103. Great win for them. You had 21 points for Anthony Edwards, 15 points for Naz Reid, 17 points for Troy Brown Jr. Great performance from him. 13 and 10 for Karl-Anthony Towns. For the Thunder, 32 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 10 points for Jalen Williams, 10 points for Cason Wallace. For Chet Holmgren, he had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in this ballgame. Then you have the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks. Great win for the Dallas Mavericks. As a Rockets fan, this was a tough loss. The Rockets would have won the group. It was Group B. If they won the game, they controlled their own destiny, but they lose and the Pelicans win the group. Luka drops 41 on Dirk night, 121-115. For the Mavericks, 41 points for Doncic with 9 rebounds and 9 assists. 27 points for Kyrie Irving, 15 points for Derrick Jones Jr. He was clutch in this game for them. Tim Hardaway Jr., 11 points. Dante Exum, 12 points, former Rocket. 31 points for Alperen Sengun with 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. 16 points for Dylan Brooks, 16 and 9 from Jabari. 10 and 12 assists with 4 rebounds for Fred VanVleet. Jalen Green with 12 points and 5 assists. Tari Eason with 11 points and 8 rebounds in this ball game. And then this game might have been this game was the most entertaining game, if not the Rockets and the Mavericks. The Warriors and the Kings. The Warriors up 20 points in the ball game. I've never seen a game where it's such an interesting game when it's a 13-point ball game. I mean, I know the Kings ended up winning this game by 1. It was a lot closer later in the game, but in the third quarter, it was such an interesting ball game when it was a 13-point ball game because the Warriors were up by 13 in the game. Because if the Warriors won by 12 or more points in this game, they would win their group, which I believe is Group A. Or if not, it's Group C. I don't know. But for the Kings, win or lose, they win the group. But they can't lose by more than 11 points. So if they lose by 1 to 11 points, they still win the group. So that's what they needed to happen. They could still lose this game if it was less than if it was 11 or less than that they lost by, they would still win the group. But the Warriors, who had a 20-point lead in this ball game, managed to blow a 20-point lead. I will say, yes, you did see Chris Paul and Gary Payton II get injured in this game and not return, but blow a 20-point lead and blow their chances of making it into the quarterfinals in the NBA in-season tournament and lose 124-123. For the Kings, you have 29 points for De'Aaron Fox with 9 rebounds, 7 assists. 21 points for Malik Monk. You have for Sabonis, 9 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. 12 points for Harrison Barnes. And for the Warriors, 29 points for Andrew Wiggins with 10 rebounds. 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists for Stephen Curry. 20 points for Klay Thompson with 9 rebounds. And the Warriors take a very disappointing loss. Steve Kerr's getting a lot of hate right now at the head coach for some of the decisions he made in this ball game, as he should be. I've even seen people say fire Steve Kerr, which I think that's a little bit too extreme. But this was a very tough loss for the Golden State Warriors tonight. Not just because they get stripped from the NBA in-season tournament quarterfinals, but they blew a 20-point lead. This is, even though it's in-season tournament game, this is still considered a regular season game. The Warriors made a lot of mistakes. Kerr made a lot of Kerr made a lot of coaching mistakes in this game, and we'll see what happens with the Warriors moving on after this game, and they will not be in the NBA in-season tournament quarterfinals. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on today's games in the comment section, and peace out.